going on, everyone? This is Jack with the Trading Tribe. Welcome back to the channel where we're going to go through kind of my latest swing trade that I have on in the S&P 500 futures market. I'm actually in the trade as we speak here. We'll kind of go through kind of my market analysis, my thoughts on the S&P 500, as well as kind of a breakdown, of course, with my current trade that I'm in on. And here we'll look kind of starting on the left, and I'm going to expose my 200-day moving average, and I'm going to turn some of these other moving averages off, and just kind of focus in here on the left at first. So we've had a really steep drop right ever since about mid-February. You can see we've kind of topped out and then really steep drop ever since then, where we kind of dropped all the way to mid-March. And as of now, at least, right, it does look like we might have found a bottom. So we can see ever since March 13th here, where we kind of hit that 55.09 level, we've really not seen lower prices. We've actually started to bounce. And that is what kind of gave me my initial idea for kind of getting some exposure to the long side. So with ES, right, I have longed the market. If we open up active trader, my first entry was at 56.85. So we can see here I'm sitting up about $4.5 thousand in my current swing trade. So I'm still in on the trade. I actually just moved my stop loss to break even. So we can see my stop loss here is right there at that 56.85 area. And we can see here on the left kind of how I got the idea. So really ever since March 13th, right, it has not made lower lows or lower highs. And so that's kind of what got me interested in taking longs. And then we can see last week, for example, right, kind of mid-March, that's where we actually started to kind of remount, starting with the 10-day moving average, as well as kind of starting to make higher highs and higher lows. So we can see we had some bullish price action for the first time in a few weeks. That's kind of what sparked my interest. And then Friday, we had a really nice hold of that level we held earlier in the week. And that's where I ended up taking my entry. So once we saw buyers kind of step in and hold right at that 10-day moving average or at that key level, kind of whatever way you like to look at it, right? That really was my signal to kind of look for longs, right? A really nice area where you can risk very little for a lot of gains, right? If ES does potentially recover, right, all the way back to highs or close to highs, obviously risk to reward here is really, really nice, where you can risk very little and have a really, really nice reward potential. Even if we do fail here, right, it's been a great trade, so definitely going to keep my eyes out for kind of how we can react to this 200 moving average, right? This is a really big one in the markets as well. And really all of the different stocks that I'm watching, as well as index futures, are all kind of coming up to that. So for today, we're going to be really watching to see how we can go and test that 200-day moving average. In ThinkorSwim, what's really nice is if you want to take a moving average from the left or from a long-term time frame and put them on your 1-minute chart, so you can kind of see intraday that moving average, you can use that daily SMA indicator, which is really nice. So this allows you to take a moving average from a longer term time frame, like your daily chart, for example, and actually put that on your 1-minute chart. So it kind of acts as like a key level almost, where you can actually watch that intraday. So this little line up here is that 200-day moving average. I've also put this on my hourly chart here on the left, so we can kind of monitor that. If ES is able to get above that, I do think there's some really nice upside here. So we'll see. We'll see kind of how this week ends up. Hopefully this really helps. Feel free to leave comments down below if you have kind of questions on the strategy. But I like to do this a lot, right, with the indexes. Once the indexes stop dropping. In a bull market, I do like to try to enter in for somewhat kind of an all-time high recovery type trade, because obviously the risk is extremely small if you wait for these nice dip buys, and then reward potential, right, is a really nice payout if we do see that kind of recovery. Even if we go halfway, right, and we top out at like 6,000, for example, right, I was able to risk just about 40 points for hundreds of points, right? And so it makes it a really nice kind of risk to reward situation. If this video was valuable, feel free to hit a like and subscribe to the channel as well. Have a ton more content coming this year, and really want to start doing these mid-trade recaps as well, so that you can see my trades that I'm currently putting on in the market, as well as kind of how they're doing and how I like to manage the trades as well. Thanks everyone.